You've no idea how much I miss my ex's boobs. I was addicted to those, and she was too happy, as I always used to play with those. Every single time it turned me on, and she loved it. We were very close and very happy. But yes, all of a sudden, she broke up with me. Now I cannot digest that pair of boobs is not mine anymore. She is laughing, jumping, and enjoying her life with shaking her boobs in front of her friends, colleagues, etc. I know all those fuckers fap to her boobs. I can't withstand her laughs when I'm fucked up here. To be honest, I miss sex very much. And I used to jerk off to her boobs still. I know I should stop. But how will I delete my memories of her body? No idea. Who says that guys aren't emotional? That guy most definitely had a type and was really struggling to get over her. But where do our types come from? Why do a certain body type or certain look give us such a strong emotional reaction? Well, it tends to come from an earlier part of our lives. The 90s movie Casper said that ghosts are people who weren't ready to cross over to the other side because they had unfinished business. And in a way, our types are archetypes that we've internalized, we've seen something, we've experienced something, and we want to recreate it to try to finish the story or to recreate a feeling that we had at a particular time in our lives. One thing that Sigmund Freud was correct about was how much our parents influence how we look for romantic partners. And a 2017 study by Glasgow University looked at the eye colors of people's parents and the eye colors of their romantic partners, and it found that people, even without thinking about it, were more likely than not to choose a romantic partner who had the same eye color of their opposite sex parent. And it's not just our parents that influenced this. My type is athletic girls. I've been around girls who exercise or do sports for most of my life, and I exercise a lot myself, and so there's both a lifestyle match, but also a real visceral internal reaction in me. When I see a girl with strong legs and tight waist and low body fat, I'm really turned on. I think, wow, that's really attractive to me. And of course, that's quite common. I'm not alone in this. And I don't mind having that type because it matches my lifestyle. But our types can also come from our experiences of dating. A few years ago, I dated a girl who looked like a brunette version of Sydney Sweeney. And the girls that I dated immediately after that, and what I noticed most straight after that relationship ended, were slim girls with big boobs. So part of me was trying to recreate that relationship by finding girls who looked a bit like her so that I could get the resolution and closure that I didn't have. Wasn't even conscious of this. It was just what was coming up on my radar. And this is what many people do. They look for someone who reminds them of a previous partner, and then they have a really strong emotional reaction around these people. And this can cause several problems. Men are very visual creatures, and we can be so dumbstruck, love-struck, or just lust-struck by someone who is our physical ideal that we forget about everything else about this person that should be important to us. If we find someone who looks the exact way that we want, many men put up with really bad behavior, and many men have married and had kids with women who were completely unsuitable for marrying or having children with just because they found her really hot. Secondly, by overly focusing on physical type, you can potentially be ruling out some very good relationship partners who still might be very attractive people, but you're not seeing them because you're trying to just find a specific type. What if someone is matching your type 70, 80%? Are you really going to skip over them because you're not getting that 90 to 100%? And actually, even if you did find someone who looked exactly as you wanted them to look, they might not be a great person. I think it's better to choose someone based on what you want out of life in the long term. For those of you who are looking for long-term relationships, which is most people, you're essentially choosing someone not for how hot they are now, but for who they will be in 10, 20, 30, 40 years. You're choosing not just for yourself, but for your future self and for your children. And so I think it's much more important to find someone who has those long-term relationship qualities and just make sure that they're hot enough. I'm not saying find someone who is not attractive to you and try to force yourself to make it work, but just find someone who has those characteristics and is just enough attractive. And what is enough has to be determined by you. I would just suggest not being too perfectionist about this, because ultimately you can't keep your type. If you were like that guy and you've got a thing for girls with great boobs, when she's had babies, pregnancy is going to make her breasts swell and then sag. And age, no matter who you are, what your type is, age is going to take away so much of that initial physical beauty that attracted you. And if all you've been focusing on is trying to match your ideal type, and then you've lost that ideal type, but that person is still there, you're going to feel quite disappointed. So as always, you have to make your own decisions in life. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I just want you to think about these things. If you like this video, please click like, and please feel free to share this with someone else who you think it might help, because YouTube's algorithm has changed and it's not showing my videos so much anymore. So thank you very much for listening, and see you next time.